Hi, welcome to racefriv TV. My name is Phil.
And I'm Ish.
It's easy to remember. I'm the serious one. He's the chill one. And welcome to the studio, which also doubles as my garage. We have a show lined up for you, but what we'd like you to do, if you enjoy the show, go ahead and like it, click sharey likey or whatever, and we also will put a link to the Facebook page where when we do new videos we'll drop them on there as well, so you'll never miss out on anything. So this is episode 1, and we have an idea about what it means to define vehicle performance or sports car performance. So what does that mean to you when you think about performance?
Sports cars, not supercars, but sports cars. I'm thinking probably 300 horsepower. It's pretty average. Maybe 12-second quarter miles. 0 to 60 is really important. Around the 5-6 second range, somewhere in there. I think as long as you're within those ranges, you pretty much got a sports car in your hand. And rear-wheel drive, of course, or all-wheel drive.
Yeah, and a lot of people think about Nürburgring lap times and ring times. There's a whole lot of different ways of defining how good a performance car is. One of the easiest ways for me to measure, and I actually wrote about this little device on the blog a little while ago, is to do a 0 to 60 run. It's easier to do legally. Top speed, for example, that's obviously a lot harder to do. Quarter mile times, you need a nice big long strip, and you've got to pay, and you've got to go and do all this timing and everything. But 0 to 60 times, if you plug in one of these little OBD2 adapters and you use your smartphone, there'll be apps on there that'll just use the speedometer readout from the car, from the OBD2, and it'll just tell you the 0 to 60 time, and you can just click off as many as you want, practice and whatever else, and you may not even be breaking any laws in the process of doing it, or maybe you are, but you're being quiet about it. So anyway, adapter, and that's where I got the inspiration for this show. So we have some WRX performance tuning before and after for you to see. So you want to see that?
Let's check it. I'm ready.
The Subaru Impreza really needs very little introduction. It's been a performance icon for almost 20 years. It's fast, it's agile, it's affordable, and it's practical. Today, we're going to show you one of its other strengths. One of the appeals of the WRX has always been the tunability of the turbo boxer engine. Put a few bolt-on parts on there, give it a tune. That thing's more fun than a wooden roller coaster with a team of topless cheerleaders. And it's that tunability that I'm hoping to show you today. I've already laid down a baseline 0 to 60 run of 5.1 seconds. And that was on a cool, crisp 50-degree morning. I'm on the way to my friend Steve's house. We're going to put on a CNT downpipe, give the car a tune, and see how much faster it goes. So let's meet Steve, the brains behind this adventure.
Hi, I'm Steve Polzon from Polzon Tuning, and I've been tuning Subarus for about 3.5 years now. I've been charging people for about 3 years, so I guess you could say professionally for 3 years. Today we just did a simple downpipe on this 2011 WRX. Technically it's stage 2. We're going to get ready to tune it. With the factory intercooler on these newer WRXs, we usually stick to around 18 psi, maybe 18.5 pounds. It's about 60-70 degrees out today, so we'll probably touch 17.5, 18 pounds. In the cooler weather, you should see closer to 19 pounds. Typically, at the wheels are set up like this on a dyno jet, should make roughly 300 wheel horsepower and 320, 330 foot-pounds of torque, no problem. Anything 2002 or newer can be done with open source WRXs, STIs, even base non-turbo Imprezas, 2.5i's, stuff like that. The older stuff, it's hit or miss. There's a lot of different softwares you can use, but I haven't really dabbled in that much. Just the newer stuff, 2002 and up. I do eTunes, which is basically I send the customer a map, they flash it to the car, they data log it, they send me the data log via email, look at it, make some corrections to the map, send them a new one. This enables me to have customers actually globally. I have a couple customers in Jordan, Australia, all over the place. I usually just do road tune. It's very realistic with the hood closed. You're getting real airflow, real aerodynamic drag. It's very, very realistic. Whereas if you put it on the dyno, you're not getting that airflow. I don't care how many fans you put in front of it. You're not getting the real load. The closest you're going to get is probably going to be a Mustang dyno. There's not one locally. Dyno time's expensive. just get really good results out of doing street tuning. So that's typically what I stick to. We do have software that analyzes the data log as long as it's done on a level ground and data input is correct, meaning wheel and tire size, car weight, extra occupancy weight. As long as that data is correct, you get pretty close with some of the software we're using to get suggested outputs.
So we are all done, and the car feels a lot more powerful. It doesn't sound very different. I still have the same stock tailpipes and catback system. Didn't want to change that. And really what we're looking at here is just the effect of the downpipe and Steve's tune, nothing else. So I thought it was kind of good to not do the tailpipes just for that reason. And you know, I like it quiet, I like it comfortable for a daily driver, so I didn't want a lot of noise in the cabin. So yeah, factory stock rating 265 at the crank, but most people measure about 240 or so at the wheels. So maybe the factory rating is conservative, maybe it's just some sort of set of conditions that people usually test at. But Steve's thinking 290, 295 at the wheels, that's 320 to 330 at the crank, which is much more than an STI even makes. So it certainly feels that much more powerful. So let's do some 0 to 60 runs and see what we get compared to that 5.1. So you have to slip the clutch a little bit. Please forgive me, car. Let's see how she does. There it is. 4.513. Holy crap. Quite the rocket compared to the 5.1. It doesn't sound like a whole lot, but yeah, 70-degree Fahrenheit weather, a humid day, even slightly damp road. And so long as you remember to turn the traction control off, because that thing will fight you if it senses the wheel slip, you're going to get a good time out of it. So there you are, $400 or so for the downpipe and the tune, and that is one hell of a bang for the buck. And it doesn't create obnoxious sounds, it doesn't break anything. The 5-speed in the 08 up cars, you know, they're from the Legacy GT, they're a lot stronger than they were in the older WRXs, so you don't really have to worry quite so much about this glass 5-speed they talk about. Yeah, I am very happy with that. So back to the studio.
Alright, that was the most excellent video, Phil.
Most excellent. Party on.
Party on, Phil. Reminds me a lot of my old WRX. My old WRX had a ton of mods to it. Full exhaust, suspension, brakes, the whole works. Are you planning on doing anything like that in the future to back up the power you got out of this?
Potentially, but no, I don't have any plans right now because it's kind of a daily driver. I don't want noisy exhaust yet. I don't want a lot of other tricky things, and I don't have the money, so no, not right now.
So no more mods after this?
Not right now.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to watch this video in the future, and we'll hold you to this.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, you heard it right here. No more mods. Okay, moving on to our next segment. We got a really good segment for you guys coming up in the near future. A lot of people have been asking us, how do you get into the sports you guys get into? What does it take money-wise? What do you guys do for a living to support some of your habits? So we're going to introduce a new segment on our first show here, and it's called Get Into Grassroots. And the first thing we're going to do is my specialty, drifting. We're going to have the video up next, so check it out.